Mike, I gotta say, this was a spicy stream. Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we are headed to the world of Last Epoch. Mike, the senior developer from 11th Hour Games, held his normal Friday Q&A livestream, which means I am bringing you Dev Chat 14. Mike answered lots of excellent questions from the community, showed off a new set, showed off some new items, and a new skill, or I guess I should say new skill variant, and we're going to check out all of that today. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to support smaller channels. All right, let's jump right into this. I wanted to start with a question I literally get every single day. What's the update for Warlock, Falconeer, or Rune Master?
I mean, I can't really give you any concrete information that you're probably looking for. I can say they're a lot of fun and going to be really cool. I think there's some neat mechanics that you haven't seen before that are going to be really interesting to play with, and you know, generic stuff like that, because I think it's all true. But I don't really have anything that I can spoil, leak, reveal. Yeah.
So basically, still no update. We do not know anything about Warlock, Falconeer, Rune Master, and nothing for multiplayer. Still no dates, also no dates for 1.0. This next question I've already covered in previous dev chats, but we were just talking about stances in my Action RPG Discord, and Mike gives us some added insight on the future of stances. The question is, what would be replacing stances?
Well, they'll still be there. So the first off, the stances aren't going anywhere. They're just not going to be an active skill that sits on your bar. So, for example, it might be when you use a skill that I'm literally just making this up on the spot. So say you've got like some skill that's like got some AoE, and if you use it and it hits like 6 things in that attack, it triggers Juggernaut Stance maybe, and that's something like there'll be like a node on that skill's tree, and so it would trigger Juggernaut Stance because you've just used an attack that's hit a dozen things, so you're probably in a dangerous situation, right? Or maybe it's a passive that says, like, whenever you get critically hit by a rare enemy or something. I don't know. It's different things, but like we still want to have controllable stance like situations to happen. It's just the base functionality of them is interesting, and being able to switch between them is interesting. But other than that, there's really not a lot going on that can feel good in a skill tree, really.
Interesting. So we've kind of heard this in the past, but he really does take it one step further. Now, I just completed a build guide for my rogue, and the rogue has certain passives like Sharpshooter, what else on there? Dust Shroud, these different abilities that come through your passive tree and through skills. So it looks like stances is going to be moving that direction. They won't be taken out of the game, it's just not going to be an active skill on your skill bar, which means technically they are not going away. One of my favorite builds that I just updated for 0.8.2 is my Paladin Shield Throw Smiter. I don't know what it is, but there is something very satisfying about throwing abilities. Are we going to get more?
I really like more throwing spells. Deal. I got one for you coming. At least one more. I think there's at least 3 throwing skills coming for you. Not all in the same class.
Did you hear that? 3 new throwing skills coming, not in the same class. Even though we just got 0.8.2, we already know what the future holds for 0.8.3, at least when it comes to the Druid. We're going to get a new form, they're going to be reworking how the forms look, potentially new skills. It's really going to be focused around the Primalist. The question was asked, can you tell us anything about the Druid for 0.8.3?
I mean, okay, I can tell you some things. We are changing the skills, the base skills you get in the class, so it won't be exactly the same. There'll be a lot more interaction in the trees between other between other transform abilities. It won't be necessary to take them, but there will be there will be a lot more. I mean, right now there's basically none. A lot more incentives to have multiple transforms on your bar, which I think would be pretty cool.
That would be very cool. So imagine based upon what situation you're in. You need some range because you can't get close. You can transform into Spriggan. You want to get up close and you're tanking, especially if you're playing multiplayer. You can actually change your role within the group or based upon the situation. He also said later in the stream that you're going to be able to move skills on the bar now. Right now they're locked, which is super annoying. But ultimately, even though you can't put skills on the bar when you are transformed, you will be able to interact with those skills inside of the other skill. It's all going to connect. 0.8.3 is going to be awesome. This question has also been asked in the past, but Mike gave us a little bit more with his answer. Will Last Epoch have a super boss?
Oh yeah. There'll be bosses that you need specific combinations of items to summon, and various things like that are difficult to find bosses. We very intentionally have not included what I would consider to be the most iconic enemy in the game as a boss as of yet, such that you don't fight it early and I guess get burnt out on it. They happen to appear quite prominently in our UI at all times.
Whoa. The most prominent boss has not been featured in the game yet because they don't want us to get burned out on fighting that boss. Who is it? So for this next question, I'm going to let Mike read it out loud, but I just thought you should know that when I heard it on the stream, I literally spit out my coffee because I could not stop laughing. If you follow my channel, you'll understand why.
Is Wilson the reason you really take your time to implement multiplayer? Any plans on adding peer-to-peer play? I don't think that, like, anything that we would be taking this time no matter what, really.
Wolson has made it onto the stream.
We need to make sure it's really solid, and it is not any one specific game coming out anytime in the last decade that's taught us that. Yeah, it's important to get your launch right. You only get one shot at a first impression with multiplayer launch, with anything launch, really.
He goes on for a little bit, but I want to be clear. There is a lot to learn from the launch of Wolson Lords of Mayhem. You were talking about a game that peaked at almost 140,000 concurrent players, and right now is right around 500 to 600. And that's after updates and their big patch. Not going to get into it, but there is definitely something to learn from that disaster. You have all been so patient that it's time to check out the leaked items that Mike showed us. Now, I took Mike's spot. It was too hard to kind of put it all together, and it took forever, so I just ripped the items, put them all together, and we will check them out together. So we have a new set, and we have a new quiver, and I'm not going to try and pronounce what the names of these items are because I don't feel like getting ridiculed. But this is what we have right here. Mage helmet and two-handed staff, and this is all focused around lightning. And what's nice is that these items actually have great synergy. What you'll see a lot of times, it'll be like a lightning item, but for whatever it like gives to fire, or it gives to something where it's just wasted affixes, and you don't see any of this here. Plus one, the lightning spells, lightning penetration, intelligent shock, meteor converted to lightning, lightning damage, mana, and then shock based upon intelligence, and then the 2-set bonus is spell lightning damage per intelligence. Perfect synergy if you are going after lightning. Now I cut off the bottom right here, but if I remember correctly, I think the helmet is level 42 and the staff is 46. For sure one of them is 46. I might have them switched, but by level 46 you could use both of these items. So it's not end game gear, but by level 46 if you have both, it will definitely be great for leveling. So really cool set. I definitely like the way that they are going with the newer sets. They actually make sense. It just sucks that they're not really for endgame because of the adaptive spell damage, but for leveling, really good set. What else we have here is a new quiver focused on hail of arrows dot damage. And Mike actually took a few minutes to explain this item. 114% chance to bleed on hit, gained as bleed chance per second on hail of arrows. And then what he said, which was really interesting, is that on hail of arrows, if you switch hail of arrows bleed to poison or cold or whatever other affixes there are, or elements there are, or dots there are, this item will actually change with it, which is really, really cool. So bleed could be poison, however you want to use it. And again, the quiver here is level 44. So these are the 3 new items coming for hopefully 0.8.3 that were leaked. And we have one more thing to look at. Last but not least, I'm going to allow Mike to take out this video with the new variation of, you probably guessed it, Lightning Meteor. Exactly what you get from that new set, and it looks absolutely awesome. But before we show that, if you have not joined the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're still shooting for 1,000 members, great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together, so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is in the description. I hope you all enjoyed Dev Chat 14, and if you did not hear, yesterday we officially passed 10,000 subscribers. So huge thanks to everybody that has supported this channel, anybody that's supported me, anybody that's given me feedback. I truly appreciate it, and we've got big plans for the future, including going forward a monthly giveaway on that Discord. So make sure you join. Okay, Mike, that's all I've got. Take it away.
It's gonna go. It's just gonna go. It's not even gonna trim. It's just gonna go. Okay. I don't know how well that's playing. But that is early version of the Lightning Meteor. There you go, little sneak.